One of the most basic needs of life is food. Glorious, delicious, nutritious food. Food has been an integral part of survival for every organism that has ever lived on Earth. People eat food to maintain health and life, for nutrition and energy, for enjoyment and competition, and for relative comfort. Food is a pivotal source for life, mobility, and general survival. Currently in the nation, millions of citizens go hungry, ecosystems are eradicated, resources are strained, and economies are weakened. All of these factors are worsened by food waste. Food waste is defined by the Environmental Protection Agency as wasted, surplus, or excess food that is lost or sent for disposal. Food waste can include food that has spoiled, uneaten plate scrappings from served food, fats, oils, and greases used to cook food, and byproducts of the food and beverage processing industries. Food waste is an economic and environmental drain for the nation. It involves issues of overconsumption, use of non-renewable resources, destruction of ecosystems and agriculture, and unsustainable living. According to the World Resources Institute, about 32% of all food produced in the world was lost or wasted in 2009, and the waste rate in the U.S. falls between 30 to 40% of all food produced for human consumption. Resources can be lost anywhere along the food supply chain, in which there are stages of production, handling, storing, processing, distribution, marketing, and consumption. A 2011 report from the Waste and Resources Action Program estimates that it wasted 8.3 million metric tons of food and drink, valued at least $18.6 billion. According to the National Resource Defense Council, for an average U.S. household of 4, food waste translates into an estimated $1,350 to $2,275 in annual losses. A well-known culprit of food waste is the expiration date, which leads supermarkets to discard, on average, $2,300 per store worth of out-of-date food every single day. Restaurant waste is also significant. Approximately 4 to 10% of food purchased by restaurants becomes kitchen loss, both edible and inedible, before reaching the customer. Food waste produces excess amounts of methane, which, according to the Resource Defense Council, is a gas with a 25-fold more potent global warming potential than CO2. Food waste also accounts for over 173 billion cubic meters of water consumption per year, or, in other words, 24% of all water used for agriculture, down the drain. Based on my research, I constructed my thesis as follows. Implementing far-reaching environmental policies that significantly reduce the amount of food waste produced by the population at the consumption level is the best way to encourage greener industrial reform that will, in turn, spur vital scientific and economic opportunities for the nation to reduce its ecological footprint. Oppositional arguments may state that attempting to reduce food waste at the consumption level would be too tedious and strenuous. If environmentalists intend on creating policies that target the population at the consumption level, they risk passing ineffective or incomprehensive standards that can be too broad for specific groups. Grocery stores, for instance, can have completely different standards for food concerning its expiration date, shelf life, and overall quality. The same can be said for consumers. The public concerns a vast amount of people, all who have various environmental footprints and socioeconomic standing. However, with more recent advancements in technology have come advancements in the procedures used to measure food waste, which can include detailed reports based on surveys, kitchen diaries, waste statistics, or waste stream analysis. Waste stream analysis concerns waste audits conducted by sites that model commercial and residential waste streams in a given jurisdiction, such as a business or a housing complex. According to the Food and Agriculture Association, the greatest amount of food waste exists at the consumption level of the food supply chain, where 28 to 30% of produce and grains are wasted, compared with less than 10% for all other levels of the food supply chain. Therefore, the greatest pressure should be put on policymakers and on the public to curb the loss in food in this phase. Public education and awareness on food waste, its effects, and its negative feedback loop must be made clear to citizens. It's been said that awareness precedes choice, and choice precedes results, and therefore the public must be educated on greener household living, such as composting, to incite change through lifestyle. Insignificant and tedious things to a consumer can make a significant impact on their environment. In short, my primary goals are to implement stricter regulations for giant farms and corporations that distribute food, have changes in regulations for grocery stores and restaurants where primary consumption takes place, and to have active and effective federal policies that herald accountability at the consumption level. More specifically, grocery stores and restaurants are in need of economic incentive when donating excess food, as transportation, storage, and labor are all factors that require financial compensation. Federal policies that help to encourage companies to facilitate partnerships with nonprofits and food banks, like Feeding America, will help deter waste at the market and consumption levels. In 2015, both the USDA and Environmental Protection Agency set a national goal to cut food waste by 50% by 2030. The Food Recovery Act of 2015 was the first ever bill introduced to Congress that explicitly concerned food waste, and although this bill was not passed, its introduction is an indication of the change in policies of the food industry and a push in the direction of a greener, more sustainable nation. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, in 2014, Americans recovered 1.94 million tons of food waste from composting. It's on us, the consumers, to progress in methods that will allow for a reduction in food waste. As the saying goes, waste not, want not.